Hello, O-level students. Today I am going to do Year-End Evaluation 2020, Department of Education, Central Province, Paper 1 here. So you get 2 hours for this paper and you already know there are 2 parts, Part A and Part B. And the spaces are given in Paper 1. So you have to answer all the questions in the spaces provided. So Part A, you get 25 short questions and each question worth 2 marks. And in Part B, you get 5 questions and each question worth 10 marks. So in the first page, you get questions 1 to 4. Then you get 5 to 9. Then 10 to 13. Question number 14 to 18. And then 19 to 23. Then you get 24 and 25. Then Part B. In Part B, you have to answer all the questions. Question number 1, 2, 3, 4. Then question number 5. So paper 1, 2 hours. So each question in Part A, you get 2 marks. And each question in Part B, you get 10 marks. So spaces are given. So try to write down the answers in the spaces given and you don't have to ask for line papers. So let's do this paper now. Let's do question number 1 in Part A. You have to answer all the questions on this paper itself. So spaces are given. Make sure that you write in the space provided. A person borrowed an amount of 10,000 rupees at an annual simple interest rate of 12%. Find the amount of interest he has to pay at the end of the year. So 12% of 10,000. So 12% means 12 over 100 into 10,000 rupees. 2 zeros get cancelled out. 12 times 100, that means 1,200 rupees is the interest. So you get 2 marks for each question. Question number 2, simplify. So here, algebraic fractions with different denominators, 4x and 2x. What's the lowest common multiple of 4x and 2x? So that's 4x. So you convert both the denominators to the same thing. So here you don't have to do anything for the first fraction. And for the next one, you have to multiply by 2 to get 4x in the denominator. So 1 times 2 becomes 2. So 3 minus 2 is 1 over 4x. You get 2 marks for that. Question number 3, represent in index form. Logarithmic form is given. How you write in index form? Base is 2. So base to the power this minus 3. That's the index. So 2 to the power minus 3 is equal to this value 1 over 8. That's called index form. So you get 2 marks for that part as well. Question number 4, find the value of x using the information given in the figure. So this is an isosceles triangle. These two are equal. If this is x, this is also x. Now what is this angle? That's the exterior angle. What's the rule? The exterior angle is equal to the sum of opposite interior angles. So 100 is equal to x plus x. That means 2x. How you find out x? Divide both sides by 2. X is 100 divided by 2. That's 50 degrees. You get 2 marks for that. Question number 5. Express the region represented in the Venn diagram in set notation. So here this is inside. Inside is union. This is shaded outside. So you can write, if this is A and this is B, you can write A union B, whole thing dash, because it's outside the two circles. So you get 2 marks for that. Question number 6. Find the values of x plus y without solving the following equations. So you need to get x plus y. Just add the 2 equations. What happens? 2x plus y plus x plus 2y. So that means 2x plus x, y plus 2y equals 13 plus 17. That's 30. So here can you see you get 3x plus 3y, y plus 2y, that's 3y equals 30. Divide the whole equation by 3. So you get x plus y. 30 divided by 3 is 10. So straight away you get the x plus y value. You don't have to do separately. So you get 2 marks for that. Question number 7. It takes 8 men 3 days to complete a certain task. 8 men, how many days? 3 days to complete a task. How many more men will they have to employ to complete the task within a day? So how many man days needed to complete the task? 8 times 3, that's 24 man days. So same work and they need to complete within a day. So that means 1 day. So how many men needed? 24 divided by 1, that's 24 men needed. But 8 men already are there. How many more men needed? So you have to subtract 24 minus 8. 16 more men needed. So you get 2 marks for that part. Question number 8. PQR is an equilateral triangle. That means all lengths are 10 centimeters. The midpoints PQ and PR are x and y respectively. Find the perimeter of the quadrilateral XYRQ. So this whole part. Now according to midpoint theorem, this is a midpoint, this is a midpoint. So this length, XY length, is parallel to this one. And what is the other important thing you need to know? This is half of the other side. So XY becomes half of QR. So 10 divided by 2, that means 5 centimeters. So you can straight away write this is 5 centimeters. And we know if it's an equilateral, all these lengths are 5 centimeters each. Then you can easily find out the perimeter. So what's the perimeter? Just add all outer lengths, 5, 5, 10 and 5. So what's the total? 5, 5, 5, 15 plus 10, 25 centimeters is the perimeter of XYRQ quadrilateral. You get 2 marks for that. Question number 9. Find the volume of a right circular cylinder of base area 77 square centimeters and height 12 centimeters. So this is a cylinder. So volume, need to find, but it says the base area is 77. So this area is 77 square centimeters and the height is given 12 centimeters. So what is the volume? This is a cylinder. So pi r squared, that's given 77 and the height is 12. So the volume is base area, that's 77 into 12 because 77 is pi r squared. That's the area given and this is h. Pi r squared, h is the volume of a cylinder. So 77 into 12. So what's the multiplication? 10 and 2, you get 2 times 7, 14, 2 times 7, 14 plus 1, 15. So when you are adding, you get 924 cubic centimeters is the volume of the cylinder. So you get 2 marks for that. Question number 10. The following histogram shows the time taken to complete a certain cycle race for the cyclist. What is the total number of cyclists who completed the race? So in a histogram, area equals the number of cyclists. So here you can get, now this is 5. Here first we'll divide into equal areas. Now we know only this part is divided into the ratio, but the other one you can take the same area is same as the height here. So here you can see within this one, that's 4. Within this part, it looks like, let's see, it's 5. In between 4 and 6, we'll take 5. And this one, 8. 8 each. And what about the other one? So this height is same as 2. So you don't have to draw the line, that's 2. So you have to add all these values. So 4 plus 5 plus 8 plus 8 plus 2. Because same bits are there, you don't need to calculate the area. You can just take the height. 5 plus 4, 9. And here 8 and 8, 16. And 2. Now we'll add 9 plus 16 plus 2. So you get 15 to 17, 1 remaining and 27. So you get 2 marks for that. Question number 11. Select and underline the correct answer for the least common multiple of the algebraic terms 6x squared and 4xy squared. Now we'll write down the factors, the prime factor 6, you can write 2 times 3 and x squared. 4x squared, I can write 2 to the power 2, x and y squared. Now when you are taking the lowest common multiple or least common multiple, you take the highest power of each factor. So when you take 2, you can take 2 to the power 2. 3, you get only once. X, the highest power is x squared. Y, the highest power is y squared. So what's the lowest common multiple? 4 times 3, 12. 12x squared, y squared. So the answer is the third one. So you can underline that. So you get 2 marks for finding the lowest common multiple. Question number 12. In the figure, the radius of the circle with center O is 5 centimeters. AB is perpendicular to AB is perpendicular to OP. PC is 8 centimeters. So this height is 8. Find the length of the chord AB. Now we know the radius is 5 centimeters. So if you subtract the radius, what is this height? 8 minus 5, that's 3. But when you draw the triangle here, we know that according to chord theorem, when you draw a perpendicular from center to the chord bisects each other. So P becomes the midpoint of the chord. So that means this length and this length, both are equal. So if you can find out one length AP, you can multiply by 2 to get the chord length. So let's do this one. So here this is 3 and the hypotenuse is 5. So according to Pythagoras theorem, AP squared is 5 squared minus 3 squared. That means 25 minus 9, 16. So AP becomes square root of 16, that's 4. Now if this is 4, what is the chord length? You just multiply by 2 because P is the midpoint of AB. So that's 8 centimeters is the length of the chord. So you get 2 marks for that. Question number 13. Find the area of the shaded portion according to the information given in the diagram. So we can see, find the area of the square, it's a square, same length, and subtract the area of the circle. This semicircle and semicircle, you get a circle. Then you get the shaded part. So what is the area of the square? 14 times 14. Minus area of the square, pi, you can take 22 over 7, r squared. Now the diameter is 14. What's the radius? That's half of 14. That's 7. So 7 times 7. Now simplify. You get, what is 14 times 14? 196. Let's do the multiplication if you can't remember. 4 times 4, 16. 4 times 1, 4 plus 1, 5. You get 196. Then 22 times 7, 154. When you subtract, you get 42 square centimeters is the shaded area. So you get 2 marks for that. Question number 14. An unbiased coin is tossed twice and the outcome is recorded. Find the probability of getting heads both times. So if it's a fair coin, probability of getting heads is same as probability of getting tail, that's half. Now getting head and another head, these are independent events. Probabilities are not changing. So what is the probability of getting both heads? Head and a head, half into half. So you get 1 over 4. So 2 marks for that. Question number 15. Using the information given in the figure, find the values of x and y. The center of the circle is O. And also we can see that these two are opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral. This is a cyclic quadrilateral that all points are on the circle. If this is 100, what is this value? X. Straight away you can get 180 minus 100. So that's 80 degrees is x. Then how you find out y? This is the angle subtended on the circumference. And what is this angle? Angle subtended at the center. So, angle subtended at the center is double as the angle subtended on the circumference. So, what is y? Double of x. So, 2 times 80, that means 160. So, you get 2 marks, 1 mark for finding x and 1 mark for finding y value. Question number 16. If 8.3 squared is 68.89 and 8.4 squared is 70.56, what is the most suitable value of root 70 from the numbers 8.3 and 8.4? So, we can see these are the two values in between. 70 is same as, it's in between 68.89 and 70.56. When you take the square root, that should be in between square root here and here. Now, which one is the closest value? We take the closest value. So, this is 8.3. This is 8.4. Which one is the closest? We can subtract 70 and see what's the closest. When you take this difference, 70.56 and 70, that's 0.56 is the difference. What about this difference? 70 minus 68.89. What's the difference? 10 and 9, 1 remaining, 9, 1. 1.11. So, which one is the smallest? 0.56 is the smallest. So, that means the closer value is this. So, you can take 8.4 is the closer value to root 70. So, you get 2 marks for that. Identifying the closest value. Only you have to take the difference. Question number 17. PQR is a right angle triangle. If PQR is 30 degrees, PQR is 90 degrees and PQ is 2.5. Find the length of the side PR and this angle is given 30. So, here to this angle, this side is opposite and PR is the hypotenuse. What's the suitable ratio? Opposite and hypotenuse according to SOHCAHTOA, that's sine ratio. So, you can say sine 30 is equal to opposite is 2.5 and hypotenuse is PR. Then what is PR? Cross multiplication, you get 2.5 divided by sine 30, but the sine 30 value is given. 2.5 divided by sine 30 is half. Divide by half, what happens? Division becomes multiplication with the reciprocal. So, 2.5 divided by half becomes multiplied by 2. We take the reciprocal. So, what's the answer? 2.5 multiplied by 2 is 5. So, length of PR is 5 centimeters. So, you get 2 marks for that. Question number 18. A straight line passes through the origin and the point 2, 6. Find the gradient. So, what's the equation you are using? Gradient formula. The difference between y coordinates, that means y2 minus y1 over difference between x coordinates is the gradient. So, you can just subtract the y coordinates. Origin you can take as 0, 0. So, 6 minus 0 divide by 2 minus 0. 6 divided by 2, you get gradient 3. Write the equation of the straight line. So y equals mx plus c. Now we know m value is 3, so 3x plus c. If the line passes through the origin, what's the y-intercept? That's 0. So you can straight away write down y equals 3x because c equals 0. So you get 1 mark for this equation and 1 mark for finding the gradient. Question number 19. 2 factors are given. Find the suitable values for A and B. Factorization. Quadratic factorization. How you do? You multiply these two. You get 2 times minus 3 is minus 6. What are the factors of minus 6? When you add the factors, you need to get minus 1. That's the middle term. What are the factors? 3 and 2. But middle term is negative. That means negative 3 and positive 2. So you split the middle term. 2 minus 3x and plus 2x. Then take 2 at a time and factorize. You get x out, 2x minus 3. Then plus 1 out, 2x minus 3. Then 2x minus 3, you can take it out and the remaining one you can write as the other factor. That's x plus 1. So now compare. According to this one, A equals 3 and B equals 1. So you get 2 marks for that. Question number 20. Using the information given in the figure, find the values of x and y. How we find out x first? Here can you see, when you take this small triangle, this is the exterior angle to these interior angles. So how you find out the x? We can say x and x, 2x should be equal to 80 plus 20. X becomes 80 plus 20 is 100. 100 divided by 2, that's 50 degrees. After you get 50 here, can you see these two angles are exterior? These two angles are interior angles and this is the exterior angle. So you can write down 80 equals 50 plus y. So what's the y value? 80 minus 50. That's 30 degrees. So x equals 50, y equals 30 degrees. Also 1 mark each. Question number 21. If a vehicle travels 60 kilometers in 30 minutes at a uniform speed, find the speed of the vehicle in kilometers per hour. So how you find out the speed? The distance divided by the time taken. Distance is 60 kilometers, but the time is given in minutes. How you convert to hours? You have to divide by 60. Then it becomes hours. So 30 here, when you divide, you get half. 60 divided by half means 60 multiplied by 2, 120 kilometers per hour. So you get 2 marks for that. Question number 22. AB is a chord of a circle with center O. So AB passes through the center, that means AB is the diameter. If OCB is 40 degrees, find the magnitude of OAC. OAC, this angle. We know that AB is the diameter. So what is this angle? This angle is 90 degrees. Any semicircle angle is 90 degrees. So if this is 90, this is 40. 90 minus 40, you get 50 here. And we know that OA and OC are radii of the circle. This is an isosceles triangle. So what is CAO angle or OAC angle is the same as OCA angle. That's 50 degrees. So 2 marks to find out this angle. Question number 23. Solve the inequality and write down the least integer value that x can take. So let's solve this. Greater than or equal to 4. Take minus 4 to the other side. 2x becomes 4 plus 5. That's 9. Then divide both sides by 2. X is greater than or equal to 4.5. So when you draw the number line, 4.5 is in between 4 and 5 and it's included. So this one, and greater than means to the right. Now what is the least integer you can take? Integer value is 5. So x should be 5. That's the lowest integer value. So you get 1 mark for that. 1 mark for this part, and identifying the value you get 1 mark. Question number 24. ABCD is a trapezium. Using the information given, find the length of the side AD. AD length. When you draw a horizontal line here, we can see this part is also 3. Because this is 90, so this is also 90. So this is 3. So this is 4. 6 minus 3, this part is 3. So now we can see this is a right angle triangle and you can use Pythagoras theorem to find out AD. AD squared is 4 squared plus 3 squared, that's 16 plus 9, that's 25. Take the square root, both sides, you get square root of 25 is equal to 5. So the length of AD equals 5 centimeters. Two marks for that. Question number 25. PQ, QR and PR are 3 straight lines. A lamppost should be fixed on the point S on the road, which is equidistant to the road PQ and QR. Draw a sketch of the construction to represent the position of S. So here, the equidistance to these two roads means the angle bisector. So you have to sketch the angle bisector. You take certain distance and then keep the compass here. You get the middle arc and then you connect this one. When you connect that, so this is on the road means it should be on PR. So this should be the S position, the lamp post. So you get marks, 1 mark for drawing the sketching. You don't need to use the compass for that. Sketching the angle bisector, 1 mark, and showing the S point, you get 1 mark. So this is the last question in paper 1 part A. So we covered all 25 questions. Make sure that for each question take less than 2 minutes. Let's do part B. So answer all the questions on this paper itself. So spaces are given. So you have to give answers in the spaces provided. So in the first one, you can see it's a fraction question. A person gives 2/5 of his wealth to school studies and 1/3 to temple. He donated 1/4 of the remaining amount to the elders' home. What fraction of the total amount of money did he donate to the school and the temple? That means 2/5 given to school studies and 1/3 to temple. The total you have to find. What's the lowest common multiple of 5 and 3? That's 15. So convert to 15. You have to multiply this by 3 and this by 5. So 3 times 2, 6. 5 times 1, 5. So 11/50. Then what fraction of the total amount did he donate to the elders' home? He donated 1/4 of the remaining amount. So 11/15 already used. What's the remaining amount? Remaining amount means 1 minus 11/15. You can write 1 as 15/15 minus 11/15. That becomes 4/15. From that, 1/4. So 1/4 of remaining part, that's 4/15, is for the elders' home. So 4 and 4 get cancelled out. That's 1/15. So how many marks for these two parts? You are getting 2 marks for the first part and 2 marks for the second part as well. If the amount donated to the elders' home is 45,000 rupees, find the amount of money donated to the temple. So we found 1/15 is, that's 45,000. Now what is the amount donated to the temple? That's 1/3. So 1/3 means you can convert to same denominator to 15. That means 5/15. So what you can do to get the total, you can multiply this by 5. Because 1/15 is this much. What about 5/15? So total is 45,000 multiplied by 5. 5 times 5, 25. And 5 times 4, 20 plus 2, 22. So 225,000 rupees. Find the remaining amount he had. So what is the used amount? Used amount is 1/15 for the elders' home. And we found 11/15 before. So here 1 plus 11. So you get 12/15. So what is the remaining amount? Remaining part is equal to 1 minus 12/15. That means 15/15 minus 12/15. That's 3/15. So we know that 1/15 is 45,000 rupees. So what about 3 parts of that? So remaining amount is equal to 3 times 45,000 rupees. So you get 0, 0, 0. 3 times 5, 15. 3 times 4, 12 plus 1, 13. 135,000 rupees. So how many marks for this one? So you get 3 marks for 225,000 rupees. And then remaining amount. Finding the fraction, you get 1 mark. So that's 3/. 15, and then find the amount. That's 135,000. That's 2 marks. So altogether, we gave 10 marks for the first question. Let's do question number 2. It's about area. The diagram shows a plot of land consisting of a square-shaped part ABCD and a sector-shaped part BCE is attached to it. Pineapples has been grown in the shaded area. Find the length of the boundary CE arc. This arc you need to find. Now you need to find out the radius of this sector. This is 14 and it's a square. So this is 14. So that means the radius is 14 for this sector. So how you find out the arc length? Arc length is angle divided by 360. 90 divided by 360, you get 1/4 into 2 pi r. 2 times pi, 22/7, and radius is 14. So you get 4 here, 2 and this, you get 2. 2 times 7, 14, cancel out with 14. You get 22 meters as the arc length. So how many marks for that part? You are getting 3 marks. So let's do the second part. Find the perimeter of the land. So we found this part is 22. What's the arc length? 22. And what's the perimeter? You have to add. How many 14s are there? This is also 14. This is also 14. 1, 2, 3, 4. 14 times 4 plus 22. 4 times 4, 16. 1 remaining. 4 times 1, 4. Plus 1, 5. Plus 22. You get 78 meters is the perimeter of this land. You have to take only the outer length. So let's see how many marks for this part. That's 2 marks. Part 3, what is the area of the section in which pineapple has been grown? That's the shaded part. How do you find the shaded part? We know this is 14. We know this is 14. This is 14. And if we can find the area of the sector minus the area of the triangle, you get the shaded area. So what's the area of the sector? Angle is 90. 90 over 360 is 1/4. Quarter of a circle. 1/4 into pi r squared. 22/7. Radius is 14. Minus area of the triangle. What is the area of the triangle? Half into base into height. Half into base length 14 and height is 14. 7 times 2 here, then 2 and this 2, you get here 4. So cancel out with that, and 2 with this one, 7. 11 times 14, how you multiply easily by 11? You separate out the 2 values, 1 and 4, and add 4 plus 1, that becomes 5. Minus, multiply 7 times 14. 7 times 4, 28. 7 times 1, 7 plus 2, 9. Now subtract. You get 6, 14, 10, 5, 56. And this is area, square meters. Then it says, it is decided to separate out a rectangular plot of land inside the square ABCD for growing chilies. so that its area is equal to the pineapple grown area. So same as 56. BC is to be one of the boundaries here. And you are asked to sketch the plot of land that can be separated out with measurements on the diagram given. So we need to find out the breadth of the rectangle. We know one length is 14. So 14 times breadth should be equal to the same area. That's 56. So what is the breadth of the rectangle? 56 divided by 14. What's the value? 4. 4 centimeters is the breadth. Now you can construct the rectangle so that here you can construct a rectangle. The boundary is, one boundary is BC and this should be 4 meters. So this is the rectangle you have to mark, this part. So how many marks for that? You get 3 marks for finding the area and marking this diagram 1 mark and finding the breadth 1 mark. So we have given altogether 10 marks for that question as well. Question number 3. It's about share market question. Upul invested 300,000 rupees to buy shares of company which pays annual dividends of 15 rupees per share. After 1 year, the dividend income he received was 30,000 rupees. Find the number of shares he bought. So we can easily find out the number of shares using this equation. Number of shares is equal to the dividend income is 30,000. When you divide by the dividend value per share, that's 15 rupees, you get how many shares he bought. So 15 times 2 is 30. So 2,000 shares Upul has bought. Then what is the marked price of a share when buying? So we know invested amount is 300,000. So the marked price becomes invested amount, that's 300,000 divided by number of shares. 3 zeros get cancelled out. 300 divided by 250 rupees. So you get 2 marks for finding out number of shares, and finding the mark price is 2 marks. So 4 marks there. Then the next part. After receiving dividends, he sold all his shares when the market price was 200 per share. Find the capital gain. So how you find out the capital gain? Capital gain is equal to, what's the gain per share? The difference. So 200 is the selling price and the mark price was 150. That's the gain per share. There are 2,000 shares. So the capital gain, you multiply this by 2,000. So 50 into 2,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 2, 10. 100,000 rupees is the capital gain. Then the next part, express the total amount of capital gain and the dividend income as a percentage of the amount invested. So papital gain is 100,000 and we found the dividend income. Dividend income he received 30,000. So what is the total? 30,000 plus 100,000. 130,000. So you have to give as a percentage. So this amount out of the invested amount. Invested amount was 300,000 rupees. As a percentage, you multiply by 100%. Four zeros you can cancel out. This 0 with this, 130 divide by 3. 3 times 4, 12. For 10, that's 3 times 3 and 1 remaining. You can write as 43 1/3%. So how many marks we can give for these two parts? So 100,000 you get 3 marks, and 43 1/3 you get 3 marks. So altogether we gave 10 marks for that question. Question number 4 is about probability. A project group of the A-level section in a certain school consists of 3 boys and 2 girls. It's decided to select 2 of them as a captain and a vice captain. 5 identical cards have been prepared to donate the 3 boys and 2 girls as B1, B2, B3 and G1, G2 respectively. A card is taken randomly and the student who possesses that card is selected as the captain. The student who possesses the second randomly taken card is selected as the vice captain. So the first card for the captain and the second card for the vice captain. Represent the sample space of the above experiment in the given grid. So this is dependent case. When you select one person, that person can't be vice captain as well. So this is dependent. So when you mark the outcomes, you can't take the same thing. So B1 with B2, B3, G1, G2. B2 with, you can't take B2. B3 with, you can't take B3. G1 with G1, not possible. And G2 with G2, not possible. So this is the grid. So what's the, how many numbers are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20 altogether. So how many marks for the grid? You get 2 marks. Find the probability of selecting a boy as the captain and a girl as the vice captain. So let's see. Boy as a captain. That means the first card. And selecting the second one, girl. So which region is suitable? Boys and girls here. So this is the part. So 6 outcomes are there. So 6 outcomes are there, altogether 20. So 6 over 20, or you can simplify and write 3 over 10. So how many marks for this one? You get 1 mark for this one, and finding out from this one appropriate part, that's 1 mark. Altogether 2 marks for that part. Then part 3, that's the other part. B part. Given below shown an incomplete tree diagram drawn to represent the above selection. Captain, it can be boy or girl. So 3 boys are there, 2 girls, altogether 5. And 3 boys and 2 girls. So probabilities are 3 over 5 and 2 over 5. Complete the tree diagram by indicating the relevant probabilities in order to select the positions. Find the probability of selecting a girl at least for one of the 2 positions. Now you have to complete the tree diagram for the second position. So second position, it can be a boy or a girl. for the other one also, boy or a girl. Now this is dependent. So taking another boy becomes 2 over 4 because 5 already there and one boy has selected there. So this is 4 and 2. Girl has selected, so this becomes 1 over 4. This becomes 3 over 4. So that's the total diagram. Find the probability of selecting a girl. At least for one position. At least for one position means one girl or two girls you can select. One or more. At least one means one or more. So that means you can select altogether 3 paths. Boys, girls, girls, boys or girls, girls. One girl or 2 girls. You can't take boys, boys part. So you can easily do 1 minus, what's the probability of getting 2 boys? 3/5 and multiplied by 2/4. So you can do this part easily. 1 minus 2 times 1, 2 times 2, 3 over 10. That means 10 over 10 minus 3 over 10, that becomes 7 over 10. You can use this method or you can easily do taking all parts and add it. 3/5 into 2/4 plus 2/5 into 3/4 plus 2/5 into 1/4. So how many marks for this part? So you are getting 2 marks for finding the probability, and for completing the table, everything, you get 4 marks. So we have given altogether 10 marks for that question. Let's take the last question. This is about statistics question. Given below shows an incomplete table of frequency distribution on the marks obtained by a group of students who face the selection test in a pool of sports. 15 to 30 indicates 15 is included. The first value is included. So you are asked to fill in the blanks in the table and then draw a cumulative frequency curve. Let's do this calculation. Cumulative frequency is 11 and 5 is there. 11 minus 5, this should be 6. Then how you find out this value? You have to add 8 to that. 11 plus 8 becomes 19. 19 and something becomes 30. 30 minus 19. What is 30 minus 19? 11. So this should be 11. Then how you find out these two? 30 plus 13 is 3, 4, 43. 43 plus 7, that's 50. So altogether 50 students are there. Now we'll try to draw the cumulative frequency curve. When you are drawing the cumulative frequency curve, you have to take the highest boundary with the cumulative frequency. So the value is up to 50. So we'll scale it first. So we'll take this one is the x-axis. This is the y-axis. And we'll take this one is the x-axis. This one is the x-axis. So here this is about marks. And this is cumulative frequency. So up to 50. So we'll take 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And what about the other side? So we'll take 0, 15. All the widths are equal. 30, 45, then 60, 75 and 90. Now we'll mark the highest value. Highest boundary 15 with 5. 15 with 5. 30 with 11. 30 with 11. Here, one small square is 2 units. 45 with 19. 45 with 19. Somewhere here. 60 with 30. 75 with 43. 90 with 50. Now you can smoothly connect and then you can join the lowest boundary there. So that's the cumulative frequency curve. And using the graph, find the median mark of the students. Median mark, so how you find 50 altogether? 50 divided by 2, 25. So you draw a line along 25 and refer the value. So what is this value? How you read this? So you need to be careful. 15 for 10 squares. So divide by 10, 1.5 per square. So here 1.5, here 6 squares we can see. From 6 squares we can see 6 into 1.5. 1.5 I can write 3 over 2. So that means 9 from 45. So 45 plus 9, 54 is the median mark. So let's give marks for this one. So 6, 19, 11, 43, 50, you get 3 marks for that. And then drawing the cumulative frequency curve, you get 3 marks. And finding the median mark, you get 2 marks. So it's difficult to refer exactly, but we know this is one small square is 1.5. So 1.5 into, for me, like 6. So 52.5 or plus or minus close to 54, you get marks. So if you take as 7, it's not sure whether it's 6 or 7. If it's 7, what's the value? 21 divided by 2. Just do the calculation. 21 divided by 2 is 10.5. Then when you add 10.5 to 45, that's 55.45 plus 10.5. 55.5. So 54, whatever the answer you are getting, you write as it is. You get marks because here in this one, it's not clear enough to get the exact value. So let's give that mark for this question. That's 2 marks for this part as well, finding the median mark. Then what is the next part? Last part, it says, if only 20 students are selected for the pool of sports, what is the cutoff mark of the selection? Only 20 students. So 20 students from here. So 50, so here 10, 20. So you have to draw a line along 30 now. And refer this value. So here we can see 60. 60 is the boundary mark for the selection. So you get here for this answer, cutoff mark is 60. So you get marks. Here 2 marks, but Definitely 1 mark for referring the graph. You have to draw the line here to get the other mark. So altogether 2 marks. So we completed all questions in part B, all 5 questions in part B, and 25 short questions. So make sure that you do the paper first and then watch my video to check your answers. And make sure for each paper 2, for each part B questions, try to spend 12 minutes per question.